have some emerald in my blood. So
do it.
If you can, are you recording it?
I just did. Thank you.
Perfect. See? All right. So Super Saturday is coming up. If you don't know what that is, go to your back office and check. It's April 7th. It's awesome. And apparently there will be a big announcement, and I will let you all in chat try to figure out what that announcement is. But I'm kind of praying for a vanilla vegan, and I'm thinking maybe a new workout with the 20-something young thing that they were doing. That would be cool. So find Super Saturday, because you'll know before everybody else does in the network. There's my Ruby coming up. Okay, and then we will talk about this tonight during the whole Danny thing. But get yourself to an event, and the next two that she's announced are both in LA. So if you're over there, way over there, I'm in like the middle of America here, get over there. April 22nd is First Steps, and you have to have done a First Steps, which is what we're talking about tonight, in order to go to Dynasty. And Dynasty is May 19th. So you got a month. You can go to First Steps and get all Danny-fied, and then back to Dynasty on the 19th, and they're both in LA. See, Kess is over there smiling. All right, I'm just going to kick it off. My name is Nicole Grafton. I have been a coach 3.5 years, and actually May of this year will be my 4-year, like Kristen shoved my butt into my first challenge group. I was 240 pounds and thought I could run it off. I was nursing a crazy non-sleeping child, and Kristen Sharp invited, and finally I said yes, and I lost 85 pounds, and she kept telling me to coach, and I was like, no one's going to listen to me. I have my master's in music. I teach. I can't do this, and I'm glad that she didn't give up on me, because here I am 3.5 years later, 85 pounds lighter, and 2 crazy boys instead of just 1. But shout out to my team, Team Genuine. Lots of you to see on here tonight. I'm just fortunate to have this tribe, and fortunate to have Kristen and Summer. And anyway, if I can do it, you can do it. And if I can do it, the people that I invite can do it. And I stayed for Danny. This was my second Danny First Steps, and I stayed for Monday with my husband. This is his first time to go, and he would be here, except he's dealing with the 2 children that are screaming in the other room. I stayed for the entrepreneur stuff because I like systems. I like to know how to apply things. I wanted, like, okay, you tell me all these fluffy things, but I want to be able to do. And she hit me over the head the first 5 minutes. And so I wanted to share with you those 7 steps that just even still 3 weeks later, take my breath away. She didn't title them, but I'm just going to call it your business cycle. You can apply this to your marriage. Patrick and I talked about that. You can apply this to parenting. You can apply this to your career. But this is like the life cycle of where we are as coaches and people. And I'm going to relate it to coaching tonight. So at the beginning, the very beginning, and some of you were listening on this call, and this is your first call, and you have no idea who this crazy chick is that's talking to you about their business cycle. But you are excited. You will do anything we tell you to do. If we said show up on a webinar at 10 o'clock at night, you're like, I'm all there. I'm there. Just tell me what to do. I want to do it. You don't know what the comp system is. You don't know how to post on social media. You don't know who Danny Johnson is. But you're excited and you're teachable to be here. And at the beginning, all of us kind of have that. We're excited. Now, whether we do anything with it or not, that's step number 2. Okay, so step number 2 is that you get desperate. Whether that's for money, whether that's for I need the tribe and the challenge group, you've done your first 30 days and you need day 31, like you're begging for day 31. The desperate zone is when you get into the point, like every day I remember, and Kristen, I saved these emails. One of these days I'm going to pull them up. I emailed her with like all of my no's that I got, thinking this will never work. But I kept inviting, and I kept emailing her my no's with, I'm an Emerald, y'all, and I would like message her with all of the things that they told me no on and all the reasons why this wouldn't work. But the next day I got up and I did my power hour, and I invited because she told me to, because I was desperate to stay home. I had quit my job and we needed to move out of the house, and the only way that was going to happen was with my income. So you're desperate. You're desperate for whatever it is that your why is, and you keep going. So you've been teachable and you're desperate, and you're not like picking on, I like this Facebook post or this one. You just go. because you have met that thing with desperation. And later on, I think Kes is going to talk about one of the situations we're desperate about. But inside that no excuse zone, inside the zone when Kristen was like, if you're going to make $1,000 a month, these are the things you have to do. I had to open my store. My coaches, my brand new coaches, are really excited, and they'll do the 7-day quick start, and then they never post on Facebook, or they never tell their mom, or they kind of tell their husband, like, I'm kind of trying to do this thing. It might not work out, but like, they don't really get to that open. Okay. When you're desperate, you open your doors 30 minutes earlier. You get up at 4 in the morning. You send out 5 more invites. You tell other people. Telling my family was the hardest. I have 2 degrees. My poor father probably thought I was like jumping off the deep end. But I opened my store. I was desperate. Kristen said I could do it. I believed her wholeheartedly. I was in the beginning like teachable, ready to go. So I did it. Desperation comes to the decision. And if this isn't you, this is somebody in your downline. Either you will quit or you'll succeed. If you've gotten to the point where there's no excuses and you've opened your business and you're all in that no excuses, you're just going to go for it, you make a decision. You're going to succeed. Or how many of you have like I've opened my business, I've gotten my first no, this isn't for me, and they quit? Or sign a new coach. This is me in January. Sign a new coach, all excited, have done everything that they need to do and open their business and all of these things, and then they make a decision. And I open my email and they've quit. That is step number 3. Okay, so sorry. Step number 1 is beginning. Those of you that are like taking notes over here, I see your chat. Number 1 is just the beginning when you're teachable. Number 2 is when you're desperate. And number 3 is when you make the decision. And as a leader, when my coach makes the decision to quit, you've got to emotionally disconnect from that, because that is part of the cycle. They have joined you. They're excited. They have gotten to the desperation point, and they made the decision to quit. They didn't make the decision to quit because it was my fault. I didn't make the decision to succeed because of Kristen. I made the decision to succeed because that's where I was in the cycle. And then the most exciting part of this is number 4. We have learned enough skills and posted enough on Facebook and heard too many no's and had to work through so many objections that we finally see success. That you meet Success Club your first month. You get success starters. You earn your $50 or your $5,000. You rank advanced to Emerald. Anybody remember ranking advancing to Emerald? That was like, I thought, man, I had arrived. I was Emerald. I was making $14 in the cycle. Bring it on, man. And then some of you are in this cycle like, you just hit Diamond. You are there. You've learned enough skills. You've led a couple people to Emerald. You are there. You're seeing success. It's exciting. You've got money. You've got Success Club. You've hit your rank. Life is good. And then after a little bit of success, anybody know what happens? You're like, I'm not really all that hungry anymore. Y'all, I paid for my mortgage in 4 months. I needed out of my parents' house with Beachbody income. And what happened in May? Yay! I kind of got excited with my success, and I didn't have that hunger anymore. I knew it all. Maybe that's just my personality. I'm kind of a know-it-all. I'll tell you. I didn't need to ask for as much help on my invites. I should know this. I have an amazing team of 10 leaders. I don't need to ask your help. I don't need your help on your team page. You start to like move away from the hunger teachability that you've made the decision to do. And then step number 5, you completely become unteachable. Number 5 is unteachable. So remember, the definition of teachable is somebody who listens and does. You'll have lots of coaches that will listen, maybe lots of challengers that will listen, but the ones that are teachable are the ones that are doing. Step number 5, you stop with the action. You miss a couple of workouts or a week or a month, or you're like, P90X came out. I don't need to do that one. You start missing your power hour. You start to notice your coaches are missing their power hours. They're becoming unteachable. When I became unteachable, I had reached my lid for leadership, and I started looking around. I was like, wait a minute. She signed up a month after me, and she's fill in the blank, doing what I want to do, has 15 abs and I have like a fifth of one, making an income that she can, all of the things that we start to look around for. because I had reached my lid, and I'm like starting to look around. Well, what happens when you start to look around?
Compare.
You got the comparison trap, and then where's the success coming from? It's not coming from you. Okay, number 6, you get bored. So I'm looking around on all these people doing awesome things. I've reached my leadership lid. I'm complaining to Kristen every day about how I can't do any more than what I'm doing. I'm inside my comfort circle. I love to lead. I love my coaches. I like to do coach calls, but I'm not consistent with my power hour, and I'm not consistent with my workouts, and I get bored because I've started to change the business model that I was taught when I was teachable into something that I thought I could do better. And Dani said this. She said, when you get to step number 6, and this is where I was when I got to Dani, she said, if you change your focus, you change your life. So when you get bored, you change your focus. We always talk about how you have a why and what is your why and blah, blah. Okay, y'all, I'm bored with the why. I had the same why. I kept seeing it. Like, if you could see my office, like this whole wall has my whys in different compartments, but it was becoming white noise, and I had hit my lid. Well, in order to change, I had to change my focus. So I dug a little deeper into my why. And those of you that are leaders on this call have coaches that are sitting there bored with their business because they are looking at the same focus. They're not changing their life anymore because they're looking at the same thing. Well, that's not working. So try something different. Right? Isn't that what someone would tell you? All right. And then number 7 is you lose. Okay. So we're bored. We're unteachable. We've gotten bored. We're looking around. I can run my own team calls. I can run my own team page. I don't have to do this stuff anymore. You lose. You lose rank. Anybody in here lose rank? You lose income. How about losing relationships? You ever lost coaches that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that my whole relationship was just based on our business relationship. Like, losing sucks. Losing sucks. I am Ruby. I bleed red. Losing for me sucks. But you know what losing does? It makes you desperate. And desperate makes you teachable, and you start the cycle all over again. And I just had this moment sitting there listening to her, like, I can define every place in my business by this cycle. And I know that because I'm bored and I have lost, that now I'm in the teachable stage. I was just telling this to Rhonda today, I haven't missed a power hour. I'm doing better on my workouts. Patrick and I are doing better on our marriage. Like, the cycle has come back. And then this is what my team asked me last week. They said, well, okay, I'm in the everything's good stage, and I know something bad's coming because I'm everything good. And I said, yeah, but you know the unteachable part is coming, so move through it faster or don't get there. If you know it, you got to do something different. I mean, if you know the train is coming, don't stand there, right? Anyway, that was my 7 steps to my, oh my word, y'all. If you're a leader listening on this call, instead of writing down who my social coaches were and my working coaches were, I was like, oh, you're in step number 3. You're in step number 7. You're in step number 1. Who am I going to work the most with? The ones in step number 1. Who am I going to be there to support? The ones that are stuck in the unteachable. They're not doing anything. They're yapping and telling me all this stuff and sending me messages at 7 in the morning and 7 at night, but they're not doing anything. That changed. Yeah, there you go. That's all I got. I'm out.
That was really good. That was awesome. And I remember that part of the training too. And I've I haven't built a business and I haven't sat there and done the invites, but I've been on the passenger seat, and I've seen this cycle in our business repeated over and over again. And it does. It's just a natural thing. And it's like if you've ever read that book, The Big Leap, and where you become aware of your upper limit, and then I was doing that with workouts. I realized I was coming up to my upper limit. I was having a great week, and then a weekend would come and I would just squash it. Or a week would go by and I'd just squash it. Or I'd have a couple great weeks in a row and I'd just squash it. And it was like reading that book, and it's just like this. You get going, and then you're just like, oh man, I got this figured out.
Yep.
I can just roll. I can just kind of cruise now. Because our natural state, we want to seek comfort. We want to be comfortable. And that's what happens. And then we let our guard down, and then it goes. That's exceptional. That was awesome. Cool. Good job. All right, Blaine, you're up.
All right, I'm here. Hey guys, welcome everybody. So this is my first Team Courage call, so that's kind of exciting. So yay! Hi, everybody. I know lots of familiar faces. So my name is Blaine, for those of you who don't know me, and I have been a coach, an active coach for just over, coming up on 18 months now, really. My coach is, I mean, let's all be real, it's Matthew Wilcox. Like, let's don't be crazy. Is he on the call? Where is he? Where's my coach? Kimberly Wilcox. So this was my like 5th Danny event that I've been to now. And let me just start out by saying, if you haven't been to a Danny, you kind of just need to go. Like, let's keep it real. But Danny is also, it's an event. I mean, I look at it, I learn a ton from Danny, but it's another opportunity to be in an event environment with our family, with our Courage family, because there's a huge ton of people. I didn't know Nicole before Texas, and I got to meet her there, and you get to see people, and you get to learn, and you get to grow with them, and you get to dig deeper. Part of the reason that we all love this business, or most of us, I think, is the community, and being able to be there and soak that in and learn and get punched in the gut time and time again by the people that you love is pretty phenomenal. So that's my plug for making it to an event, and just keep showing up to events. And if you can make it to a Danny, get to LA, watch out for the next one, and get there. All right. So when we were asked what we wanted to talk about, I was like, well, I know what Blaine's going to talk about. Like, I was hit in the gut like nobody's business. First of all, Hans, Danny's husband, if you're not familiar, he showed up to this event. And after a 30-minute or so completely uncomfortable makeout session that they had in the middle of the event, which I'm not even making up, like it was like, can you get a room? Like, I mean, he brought flowers before, so I guess he got laid, but it happened maybe in the middle of the event. Anywho diddly, back to the point of it, they were like, he's going to speak on Monday. And I'm like, hot dog, Blaine finally bought the Monday ticket. I'm excited. Maybe they won't make out and he'll teach me something. Well, they didn't make out, or they did and they got it out of the way. I don't know, but he did teach me something. And it was huge. And I keep coming back to it. And so I want to give it to you guys. All right, so here you go. I'm just going to kind of look over my notes, and then I'm going to talk about what it is. So Hans started out with a story of how he met Danny. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version of it, but basically they were living in Hawaii, and Hans was hungry, like to make money. He wanted to earn money doing anything he can, any way he can. And you've heard Summer tell this story a little bit before about how he was hungry, and Hans was physically fit. Like, he was exercising, he was taking care of himself, but he was scraping to make money. And his buddy Jason, he's like barely clearing $500 a week, and he's working every hour that he possibly can. He comes along, his buddy Jason, and Jason's like, he's like, what are you up to these days, man? And he's like, I mean, I'm working. I just made $700 in the last 3 days. And Hans is like, what are you doing? Like, I want some of that. And Jason's like, I mean, I don't really know, man. Like, I'm just doing whatever this lady tells me. Like, I don't really know. Hans like, what do you mean you don't know? And Summers told this story too, but he's like, what? No, for real. Like, what in the ham sandwich are you talking about? Like, give me some of that $700. Like, let's do this, jank. And he's like, I mean, I don't know, man. Her name's Danny. Like, just do what she says. Like, that's what I'm doing. He's like, well, all right, can I meet her? And he was like, well, I mean, I think we have this thing on Saturday. Like, I'll see. I don't really know. Like, and then they bust out, and Hans is like left there like a dog with a bone. Like, well, I want some I want some of that. And so Hans reaches out to him, and he's like, hey, man, did you find out about that Saturday thing? Oh, no, I haven't. I forgot. I'll get back to you. Are you still working? Yeah, still raking in the dough over here. Well, what are you doing? Can you just find out if I can come to the Saturday thing? Like, Hans is hungry for it. He's coming after it, right? He wants it. He wants it. He finally gets the information, and he finally gets to Danny. The point of him telling us this story was what he leads into. So Hans says, as an entrepreneur, you want to get to the point where the things that hurt you no longer freaking bother you. Like, let's keep it real. We don't want it. And what is one of the number one things that bothers us? Inviting. Like, oh, what if she says no? What if I offend? What if I come off pushy? Like, you got to get really good at not giving a flying riprap what she says. Like, it's not about that. You need to see past that. You're holding their future captive. If you are coming from a genuine, loving place, then you've got to forget and get to a point where that whatever it is your Achilles tendon right now no longer bothers you. You need to attack What is attacking you? If inviting scares you, do it more. Do it more. If talking to people in public scares you, do more of it. Do more of it. What is it? Is it leading a team call? Why don't you jump on the courage one? That'll be a great idea. Do more of that. Like, just do more of whatever the thing is that is attacking you. And once you keep doing it, you'll realize the objections aren't real. Half the time, let me tell you guys, those objections that come to us, half the time there's stuff that we freaking put out in our mind before we ever even said it to them. They're going to think Shakeology is too expensive. You lead with that in your mind. Yeah, Shakeology is too expensive. Summer didn't want the stupid shake. Like, you lead with that in your mind. What are you presenting with? They couldn't do this opportunity because they're not physically fit. Like, stop prejudging. You're putting that ish out on them, and then it's coming right back at you. Leave that ish to yourself. Like, get rid of it. All right. So Hans said, point of the story is that there are two principles to marketing. Principle number one was curiosity. You have to create curiosity. And what did Jason do? He created curiosity. One, about this Danny Johnson chick, which later led to makeout sessions in uncomfortable rooms for Hans, so it worked. But basically, it led to money. Like, it led to a job that he made $1 kajillion at doing. They were selling, it doesn't matter what they were selling, but they were selling something Hans didn't even need. He was already physically fit, and they're selling these products for weight loss. Like, Hans doesn't need to lose any weight, but he was hungry. He wanted to meet Danny because Jason had created curiosity. I don't know, man. I'm just doing whatever this chick tells me. I don't know, man. I'm just doing whatever this chick tells me. All right. So you need to become an expert at creating curiosity. Like, you have problems, you need to lose weight. Well, there's shakes at Walmart. I don't know about those Walmart shakes. All I know about is my friend Erin Booker, who drinks her shake every day and does our programs and has lost over 100 pounds. I don't really know about the Walmart shakes. Well, I saw that you can put some oils on the bottom of your shoe and then put the sock on, and it'll help with your anxiety or your grandma's something. I don't really know about socks and shoes and oils. Like, all I really know is my friend Megan suffered from debilitating anxiety, and she no longer does because she got wrapped in our tribe who loved it and honors her. Like, I don't really know about that, but here's what I do know about. Because I guarantee you that you have an answer to everything. The answer is, I don't know about that, but let me show you what I do know about. You need to become a master at storytelling and create curiosity. And this happens on your social media too. Stop saying what you're doing. Insanity Day 4? No, I don't need to know that you're doing Insanity Day 4. I need to know that you just did a heck of a hard workout and you did 10 push-ups when you could only do 8. And then they'll ask what you're doing. And then you can talk about insanity. Create curiosity. Stop posting a picture of your Shakeology shaker cup and letting it read Shakeology. That's not curious. Talk about put it in a wine glass and how I like to have my superfoods on in my wine glass. Like, change it up. Create curiosity. So they're asking. I know there's lots of comments coming over there, and I'm not reading any of those, Jenks, so I hope they're not for me. But anywho, create curiosity about what you're doing. Don't just be all blatant out there. You want people asking, what's she doing? Why is Blaine so doggone happy? Energized, baby. Like, but you need them to talk about that. Like, you need to get them excited. You need to create that curiosity. You need to tell your story. You need to tell your friends' stories. And you need to have a freaking toolkit overflowing of stories. And if you don't, you see all these little squares on your screen, get to know those people because they all have a story. I don't know about that, but let me tell you about my friend Kimberly, who's built this business that allows her husband to start a real estate company. I don't know about that, but let me tell you about my friend Kristen, who couldn't keep a schedule to save her life, and now she keeps a schedule and works out at 5 a.m. Who knew? Like, I don't know about that, but I know about this. So create curiosity, tell your freaking story all day long, and tell other people's story, because people, like, People want what they can't have. Like they want it. They just want to know more about it. Like, Hans has got to meet this Danny chick. I just want to know, how'd you make $700? Like, give me some of that. So that's principle number 1. Principle number 2 is qualifying. And this was the goods. This was the one that punched Blaine in the stomach. This is qualifying. And he said, stop letting someone reject you. Stop it. Stop begging for a coach. Stop begging for a challenge pack sale. Stop. If you are doing your job, if you are leading on the forefront with your story, your storefront, like Nicole talked about, is always open. You're sharing your journey, all the parts of it, the good, the bad, the ugly in your life. Don't also only be a coach and only tell me how you drink your Energize and do your workout and you are on a team call with Blaine, this crazy chick who talks about ham sandwiches. Like, tell me something about your life too. Like, do you clean your ears with Q-tips? Like, I want to know about your Q-tips. Like, tell me about your life. And if you're doing that and you're creating it and you're showing how this business, how this community has changed your life, your weight loss story, your marriage, your finances, if you're doing it, I'm freaking curious. I want all up in that Jimmy Jank. Like, for real though, I'm curious about it. So I don't need to beg you to be a part of it. I don't. So how many of you, I've done it. How many of you have, we've talked about it, 6 ways to Sundays, girlfriend. Like, this is the recipe. The recipe works, but I keep coming back. And I'm not saying you forget someone, but you keep following up. You keep begging them. But maybe you can lead a horse to water, but all day long, that joker is not going to drink until he's thirsty. Like, how thirsty are you? How bad do you want it? What's your pain point? Because Kimberly invited me for months, and I was fat then, and I was fat when I decided to start, but I hadn't hit my pain point yet. She showed me the water, and I wasn't ready to drink it. So start qualifying your people and stop. Just when it gets to that place, it's an honor to work with you. Like, are you kidding me? Know that it is an honor to freaking work with you, to be a part of this team. We don't just let riffraff up in here. Like, it's an honor to be on this team and to be around these people and to work with them. So own that. Posture yourself like, girl, Nicole, I lost 85 pounds, Trick. Like, you want to work with me? Like, we got to be serious about this. Like, I've built a business that makes a lot of money. Own yourself. Stop begging people. You know what? Here's a great line for you. I don't really know if this is for you. Boom. Because maybe it's not for you. And guess what? When it's not for them, you know what they want? All up in your Jimmy Jank. Like, for reals. Like, don't tell me it's not for me. I'm a Ruby. Oh, it's for me. Oh, I can do it. Oh, watch. I'm going to do it. So you just stop. Stop begging. Lead them, show them, share your story, invite them, be willing, be there, but you can't make them be ready. So don't be afraid to reject. Hans said, I give you a challenge. The challenge is make every day your goal to reject 10 people. No, thank you. I don't think this is right for you. Doesn't sound like you're ready. Doesn't sound like our group is a good fit for you right now. That's okay. It's okay. Would you rather work with a coach that's going to quit, like Nicole's coach that quit a month later? Do you want that? Do you want to invest your time, money, and energy into that? Or do you want to go invest that energy into opening your storefront, into other people that do want to work with you? So I want to work with people. I did. When I came back, I was like, boom, I'm done. I'm done like spoon feeding you. Like, I love you and I care for you and I want to help you. But here's the recipe. Like, I know the recipe. I don't know about that, but here's what I do know. Walmart Shakeology is not my jam. Like, that doesn't work for me. This does. This is what made me lose 60 pounds. This is what helped save my marriage. This is what allowed me to quit my job and stay home with my daughter. This is what allowed me to find a tribe of people who are the most supportive people I've ever known. So I don't know about Walmart and I don't know about oils on my feet, but here's what I do know about, and I'd be happy to help you. I would love to help you, but until you're ready, then I might not be ready. Okay? So here's your steps. I know there's so much chatter over there. I can't even keep up. I'm not watching. I'm almost done. Is my time up? I don't even know. All right. So here's your chat. Here's what you want to do. You got to start with creating curiosity. Share it. Don't stop telling me what workout you're doing. Stop showing me your shake picture and stop being all blatantly in my face. Create some curiosity. Leave a little, when you're trying to get the man and you don't like go out showing your boobs right away, like cover that jank up a little bit and then just ease it into him. Like, we're not going to third base on date one. Like, settle down with what program you're doing, okay? Pump the brakes a little bit and just trickle out the curiosity. Just trickle it out. Then I'm going to hit you with some pain points in my social media and when I'm talking to you. Like, here's a little curiosity and here's how it helped me. My marriage, I didn't show my boobs for a long time because I didn't want to have sex because the lights were off because I was fat. Here's how that hit me. Like, hit them in their pain points. What were your pain
points? Just said, wait, you're not supposed to show your boobs on the first date? Oh, I'm muted. Oh, sorry. My bad. Rookie mistake, man. Rookie.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you do. But
I was informing Summer. Sorry.
But then share your pain points, because chances your pain points are your tribe's pain points. The people that are trying to attract you need to hear how you overcame those pain points. And then share stories, the toolkit that's full of all these people. Share how it's helped them. I don't know about that, but here's what I do know. I don't know about that, but here's what I do know. Like, just share that. And then we've done all the dance. We have danced the tango, girlfriend, and you're not ready, and that's okay. Doesn't sound like we're a good fit right now. Stop chasing. Stop. You're wasting your time and your energy, and you're never going to get to third base, much less like impregnated, if you keep chasing. Like, stop it. Just move on. There's someone else. I promise. There really is. The more qualifying, Hans said, the more you qualify people, the more qualified you become. If you're chasing that, that's your air. Like, people see that. Like, oh God, there's Blaine coming in the store, all Jimmy Jank. Let me hide over here behind the tortilla chips. She won't come to the chips because she don't eat those. So let's hope that she doesn't see me. Like, you don't want to be that person. You want to be like, heck to the no. Here comes Blaine. She don't eat chips, and I don't want to eat chips. And look at her own herself like that. Like, I want to work with her. I don't know what she's drinking or what she's doing, but I want to grow that business. I want to lose that weight. I want to do her. And be selective. Like, it is a freaking honor. Own that conversation. Like, it is an honor to work with you. And reject them. Mama ain't got time. Like, for reals. That is not in my power hour to chase you. All right. Go to Danny Johnson, guys. Thanks for listening to me.
You're awesome. It's my fault. I should have warned everybody what was about to happen. If you don't know Miss Blaine here. Jimmy J.
Can you just have like Blaine and Danny Johnson? I just want to know which Danny Johnsons you're going to. I want to be in the Blaine show.
Yes, I will be there as well. Summer is as well. She's over here in pain because she's laughing and trying not to laugh.
Stop making me laugh.
Wait, can you give her one thing for me? Just give Summer one quick thing. It's fine.
I can't bump this on my chest. I can't.
She just gave me that. Wow. Okay. It's all out there now. Well, that was awesome, Blaine. Truly, that was good. I've got a lot of hashtags to go with, and some actually get some good information too. But as you were talking, that reminded me of Get Over Your Damn Self book, where she talks about changing what makes you uncomfortable. So she talks about in the book how it becomes, you have to change it to where you're uncomfortable if you don't ask the invite. You understand? Instead of the invite being uncomfortable, you have to change your mindset to where if not doing the invite is so uncomfortable that you can't even stand it. And so that was awesome. And then Summer popped in there while you're ending there and said, we become desperate. And this is kind of part of what Nicole's talks about as well. But also with, qualifying is we become desperate because we have a lead deficit disorder. So we don't have enough people coming into our funnel. And so we start grabbing at everybody and start really holding on to them as long as we possibly can just to make it work. And well, not everybody's going to work. It's just the way it is. But Blaine, you rock, man. Jennifer, yeah, you got to follow that. I'm sorry. All right, you're going to crush it. Where are you at? You there? Anybody? I can't see you.
I unmuted myself.
Oh, there you go. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
How's it
I'm
going?
not funny. Well, sometimes I am, but I'm not going to make you guys laugh. I feel like I'm going to vomit.
Only when we're drinking. It's okay.
That might be funny if I throw up on camera. Okay, so my name is Jennifer Wood, and I have been a coach for almost 5 years. I think April will be my 5-year coachversary. I can't believe that it's been that long because I was the girl that was never consistent, never stuck with anything. So if I can do this, you could do this. So I think that this last Danny was my 6th or 7th Danny, and I just keep going back because it just helps fuel me. And I have a lot of sapphires, so I think I just go so I can party. A little bit of it, but I always learn a lot and I grow every time I go. And I come back on fire. And not only did it change, the business side, but it really helped me to define what success was. And it helped me to fix my marriage and fix my relationship with my kids and not just make it about money, which was something I really struggled with. So I've just got some keynotes. Hopefully I won't read them. I'm not as good as Blaine. So, all right. So I'm going to start with belief. Kessa's going to touch on this, but I want to ask you, do you actually believe that you can do this? Like, do you believe that you can build this business? Do you believe in the products and the services that we offer? Because if you do, if these products and services have changed your life, but you're not sharing those with your family and your friends, then you're not in business. You have to expose your business. So Danny talks about exposure. You have to expose your business. If you aren't exposing your business, then people don't know that you're in business. So if you opened a brick and mortar shop, you would let your friends and family know that you were in business, so they knew what you had to offer. So how do you grow that belief? You have to trust those that have gone before you, and you have to follow the recipe, and you just have to borrow the belief from them sometimes, because I know it's really hard, but just borrow the belief from those that have gone before you and just take it baby step, little by little by little, and you'll get there. Because success leaves clues. All right, so I've got 4 little topics I'm going to talk about. Mine will be probably fast, but Summer's talked about this before, and I think it's really powerful. So what if you fail this business by 90% and it takes you 20 years to get to where like Summer is, to where Danny is? Would it be worth it to invest in this business? I don't know what Summer's income is now, but it's really high, and so is Danny's. And so if you made 10% of that in 20 years, you're looking at a nice chunk of change. And this is something that motivated Summer, and it's something that's motivated me because maybe I won't be where she's at, but I know that I can achieve 10% of what she has accomplished. Like, even if I'm the dumbest person in the room, I'm not saying I am, I might be, but if you are the dumbest person in the room, you can still fail someone by 90% and still have success. So, let's see. So you just have to ask, would it be worth it? And if it is, you have to follow the feet of those that have gone before you. The recipe is in front of you. They have told you what to do. We have told you guys what to do. You just have to follow it, and you have to follow it consistently, and you have to show up. But anyways, all right, number 3, who are your mentors? So who are you surrounding yourself by? Like, who are your friends? What TV shows are you watching? What kind of family members are you hanging around? And I know sometimes you don't have a choice on there's certain family members that you can't just get rid of. I understand that. And those people, you have to just focus on what you can do, and you have to let go of everything else. You just have to control what you can control, and you can't control them. But I want you to think about the TV shows that you're watching. Like if you're watching like Desperate Housewives, sorry to knock it, but you're comparing yourself to those women, you're comparing your lives to those women, you know, instead of building your own dreams and your own legacy, you're comparing your life to them. And so I want you to start thinking about the TV shows you're watching. Think about the people that you're surrounding yourself by, and birds of a feather flock together. That is such a powerful quote that Danny always says, birds of a feather flock together. And it's so true. You've got to be careful who you surround yourself by, because if you want to fly, then you need to surround yourself with eagles. And getting to Danny is going to surround you with eagles. These are people that want to fly. If you keep hanging around with like ducks, then you're going to be quacking and doing the things that they do. So, all right. Number 4, a man without a vision will perish. So we talk about this all the time. What's your vision? Do you have a vision for your life? What do you want out of life? Or is there something that you want to get away from? What do you not want out of life? Because for me, that's what drove my vision. That's what helped me push forward. Was I didn't like where I was. I wanted things to change. I needed something more. And so my vision was to not live that life of not having enough money to pay the bills, not having enough money to go do things. So you have to have an idea of what you want to get out of life. Because if you're not, you're settling for mediocrity, and you're just like 98% of the population. So, you know, you can't just settle for an it is what it is mindset, because if you do, then you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to have a vision of where you want to go. Kind of like what Nicole said, you know, sorry guys, I'm so nervous. I don't know why. But
you're crushing it, man. Don't worry about it. You're awesome. Like,
oh, thanks. Okay, I totally forgot what I was saying, Nicole. But okay, so let me read this because I thought these quotes were really good. It says, you need a vision bigger than your comfort zone. So your vision needs to be bigger than your fear. It's got to get you out. Like, you've got to get over inviting. Like, if they say no, who cares? Because you can either stay stuck where you're at, or you can get over yourself and put those invites out there and get those follow-ups out there and put your business out there so that you can get to where you want to be. Because if you don't, you're going to stay there. And so that has to be scarier than the other stuff. So, okay. All right. Let's see. So your vision needs to be bigger than your chance of failure, a vision that scares you to go towards it. And I love this verse. She said, your comfort zone is a disaster zone. So your comfort zone is a disaster zone. If you're not stepping outside your comfort zone, you're not growing your business. You have to step out. I still send, and earlier she was talking about fear and stuff. Like, I literally did that today. I almost didn't send an invite because I thought I knew what she was going to say. I thought she was going to say no, and I led with that fear. And she's ready to order. So you just never know. It's okay to lead with the fear, but you've got to step outside your comfort zone. Because if you want to go somewhere, you have to leave where you're at. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get the same results. It's like the same thing. So that's all I got. I know it's kind of fast, but
that was freaking awesome. Like, if you don't know Jennifer, I mean, this is a different person than I met 5 years ago. This, like, it's like looking at her. It's a different person. Just amazing. That was in the topic that you chose to speak on is evident of that, and the way you nailed that. That was really good.
Thanks.
That was really good. And Summer, you know, you're not the only one that is still like. That's a good place to be, where it means you care. When you're kind of nervous to get that invite out, if you're nervous to do that thing, it means you care. Summer just did that the other day with Janelle Summers when she asked her to be on the team call. She literally, I was sitting there. She literally did the invite, closed the computer, and then messaged her assistant and said, "Can you check it, please?" Because it was, you know, it just, that means you still care. That means that's where you want to be. That is where you want to be. Jennifer, that was freaking awesome. Good job. That was cool. Kessa, you gonna wrap us up?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Good
man.
job, Jennifer. So proud of you, girl. Awesome job. That's my girl. All right. So most of you guys know I'm Kessa Hawkins. I have been a coach for over 5 years, and this was my 7th Danny, but I I actually got like a bonus, like with 150 people a couple years ago, where I met her in the bathroom because I made that my goal. And it was absolutely incredible. So every time I go to Danny, it's something different. It's always something different. I remember the first time sitting in the Pearl section and texting my husband saying, "Oh my God, I'm such a nag. Like I start all the fights, like all, like you guys, when you go in with an open heart, eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to receive, you're going to come out changed. And they're going to be gut punches when that happens. But it all comes down, and I want to talk about belief. Many of you guys know my story, that when I enrolled as a coach, I was abusing prescription pills, and I did for like the first year and a half. Just celebrated 4 years of not relying on that. And Summer didn't know, but she always believed in me, you guys. She always believed in me. I used to joke all the time that Summer and I would go to different high school parties. Like we never would have met. We never would have crossed paths ever. Never, ever. And I am forever thankful that she reached out to me and always loved me where I was at. You guys, and I also was that girl that would get on calls and not understand why Rebecca Bain talked about God, so I would hang up. So if this offends you at all, you guys, please know that I was there. And because of Danny, I have found my faith again. And what she talks about is reaping and sowing. And it comes straight from the Bible, you guys, the best success book there is. And it is so true. What we sow into our children, into our husbands, into our challengers, our coaches, our invites, like you're going to either get awesome rewards, kickbacks with new coaches, whatever, a better marriage, better parenting, or it's going to suck. All right. And when that comes back and it sucks, that's when we talk about fertile ground, which is also in the Bible. I mean, you go to Danny and you're like, oh my gosh, now I'm like, sweet, I know where that's at in the Bible. But I loved it. And I went over this a few calls back, I think like in November, we talked about it. But when she talks about fertile ground, and there's like 3 different types of ground, and I really dug into it and tried to understand it, and it relates so much to our business, you guys, and this is the belief part of it. So when you're sowing your seed, you're sending out those invites, and or you're let's just say you're starting a workout program, right? And you are sharing it on Facebook, you're sharing it in challenge groups, and then you send out those invites 2 weeks into your program or whatever, and people start telling you no, right? And nobody's liking your post, and nobody's commenting on it. It's an absolute dead post. All right, right there is you're sowing your seed on like thorny ground, right? So as soon as you sow it, as soon as you're starting to share and nobody's giving you like a kickback, a pat on the back, you quit. How many times have you guys started a program and you quit it, right? You didn't see results quick enough. It's too hard. Day 14, you're like totally done with it. It's because you don't believe, you guys. And when we don't have belief, it's very easy just to quit. All right, so now you start gaining some belief. You're working through a program. Maybe you just finished the 21-day fix and you rocked out that container system, which I completely suck at. And, you're getting, you had awesome before and afters, and people are like liking all your before and afters. And you're starting to get some traction, right? And then somebody totally like shits on your shingle, right? And tells you how, this doesn't, that doesn't work. That Shakeology, I can go ahead and I can get that at Walmart, or I can find, Jillian Michaels or whatever else on YouTube, right? And then what do? You crumble. You stop sending those invites because you're like, dang, are they right? Like maybe Beachbody's a fluke. Maybe this thing, I don't know. This isn't right. And then you just lose belief, right? How many times have you guys been there? Right? And then you get really strong and you finish the ultimate reset and you did max 30 and you're going to these events and you're starting to rank advance and you're starting to get a lot of yeses and building your tribe. Guess what happens, you guys? You have sowed your seed on fertile grounds, right? That ground, when it's fertile, it's 100% belief. So just like Jennifer said, you've got to have belief in what we're doing. You have to have belief in the products. You have to have belief in our tribe. I mean, seriously, you guys, you know how great Summer Tucker is. I mean, honestly to God, if you guys don't know her one-on-one, like you got to get to know her because we wouldn't be here without her. I wouldn't be here right now without her having that belief in me. And I'm so grateful that she was sowing that seed on fertile ground. And when I wouldn't pop up on calls, or I'd hang up, or maybe, I mean, I've definitely said things to her that probably hurt her feelings. You know, she could have thrown the towel in, you guys, but she believed in me. And that's what we have to do. We have to have belief. We have to make sure that just because your best friend says, I don't like Shakeology anymore, doesn't mean I quit drinking Shakeology, okay? Because that's happened. Or your mom cancels coaching and doesn't tell you about it, and it affects your Emerald status. Like, you don't just quit coaching anymore, because people are going to do that to you, you guys. So I challenge you to really dig into your belief system, however you can figure that out. For me, it was going to Danny events. It was digging in to church and God. And, you know, again, I'm the girl that never did that. Digging into that and really creating whatever kind of belief system, however it's going to get you there. Make sure that you get there and you sow that seed on fertile ground. That's what I got.
That was awesome, Keza.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember the getting off the calls. I remember that. Sometimes, you know, it's okay. It's okay, you know, and we have to be here. We have to be here long term. And, you know, Summer always teaches that what we do today will be seen. Will show up 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now. And there's people that have come back 5 years. There's there's coaches that have quit and then have come back and they're like Diamond Plus now, you know. So, hello. She couldn't stand it.
I couldn't, because you guys are so freaking amazing. Like, I'm laying there like in awe of you guys and your heart and where you, I don't even know if I have words. I'm like over there, tears. So I just want to come over and tell you guys how proud I am of you. Seriously, you just sowed such amazing love, heart, and knowledge into this team. And I'm so grateful for you and your leadership, you guys. I really am. All right. Now I know he'll get mad if I stay here. So yeah. I love you guys.
Go back to sleep.
Summer looked like the old Kessa.
Yeah, she's a bit tired right now. Yeah, she said it. So I just want to say thank you to you four for doing this, for stepping up on relatively short notice and knocking this out. This recording is going to be, is it still going? Recording? Oh yeah. Okay. Nicole wrote recording. Okay. And this is going to be, she said to shut the recording off. That's okay. This is going to be in the group. I hope you took notes, because these are coaches that have stood the test of fire. These are the people that have been forged in that fire, and they've just changed in ways that it's hard to explain unless you've seen them grow and you've seen them from the beginning to where they are now. And that can be you, and that can be anybody in this team. And it's not, you know, it's from what Nicole said at the beginning. It's not going to be anybody motivating you to do this. It's going to be you making the decision that nothing's going to get in your way, that just because I am a Sapphire and it's hard to organize, or just because I am an Emerald and it's hard to have conversations with people, and you know, and these are all kind of personality traits, Jim's things that were taught at Danny as well. Those are challenges at times, but they also can be, they really like benefit you in other ways. So it's all about you and what you want to do and how you want to change the trajectory of your life. Because all four of these ladies have changed not only their family, but their family's family. There's a legacy shift in all these families. So I hope you see that and I hope you feel that. But yes, I really appreciate all of you. But other than that, I'm going to put this one to bed, and I probably do the same myself. So you guys are awesome. I love all of you, and thank you for allowing me to do this. You guys have a great night, okay? Bye.